Did you ever go with the high drum rises? Ever doing? No.
No, I did with Ozzy. I was
A little bit. Did you get a little
No.
vertigo? No, you're
No,
okay with
not
that.
at all. Not at all.
But did the set move with Ozzy, or just was high up there, right?
It was high, and then the stairs opened up, and I came down on a track to the front of the stage, you know. And then I went up, and there was that one night that Sharon didn't like what I was doing because I had master classes going on, and I had my own PR, I had my own merch, but it was in the contract. She agreed to it, you know. But I guess when she realized how much money I was making, that she wasn't getting a percentage of, she didn't like it. And
She
one
didn't like
time, you know, I'm waiting for the thing to go down, never went down. And it was supposed to be down because the pyro went up where our drums were. I could feel my hair on my arms sizzling. That's the opening story of my book.
That's a good story. You can feel
a
it
great
sizzling. Yeah, it's a great story.
And Bob was there. I said to him at the end, because you know, I said, "Do you think she sabotaged her show just to try and get back at me?" And he said, "Oh, definitely."
There
he
he is. Bob, welcome, man. Welcome to the show.
You like my tan, Carmine?
Where's your picture?
Hanging in the toilet.
What's the matter? Are you too old now? You don't want to have your picture going? Just sunglasses. That does it all. There you go. How's that?
You look great. You look great.
That's my new image.
You look great.
Bob, I was just telling him about the day that my drum riser didn't go down, and the pyro went off and sizzled my arms, and I said to you, "You think she would sabotage the show to make me look bad?" And you said, "Oh, definitely."
Yeah, of course.
You're an artist on record, your ultimate intimate conversation with your favorite artist. If it's your first time here, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified, put your comments down below. You're not going to believe who's in the hot seat. It's all starting now.
That was a wild experience. I must say.
Yeah, we were doing the Bark at the Moon album.
Right. I couldn't believe Sharon left me in New York City with Ozzy and with Tony Bon Jovi, who I just saw, Bob, 2 weeks ago. And we were putting the last minute touches on it. And I recorded vocals with Ozzy, and we worked on Tommy Aldridge's drum sound to make it sound better. I think we re-recorded it through, you know, through speakers to give it a little bit of ambience.
Oh yeah.
And then me and Ozzy flew on the supersonic SST to go do the Bark at the Moon video. Yeah. I have that in the house too. I have the actual menu and everything of that. It's pretty wild.
Yeah, I've got one of those when I flew from London to New York.
Right.
Concorde, and then that was in '83.
Yeah, that was amazing.
The Concorde.
Yeah.
Wow. So how did it feel to be on the Concorde? Was it everything everybody says it was? Or
it was wild. The meter went to Mach 1, right, Bob? Mach 2, whatever
then
it was.
Then goes Mach 2, yeah.
Yeah, and then
it's got like a speedometer inside to tip it.
I was disappointed. Like, I thought it was bigger. You know, it's only two seats on each side, and the middle.
Like a bus.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I thought it'd be a big plane, but it wasn't.
The thing is, it doesn't take very long. Like, you know,
no, 3 hours.
The flight from London to New York at that time took about just over 3 hours. I think it was 3 hours and 10 minutes.
That's true.
Wow.
Yeah, and I took Ozzy on it. I was like Ozzy's guide. You know, I couldn't believe Sharon left him in my care.
She trusted you, right?
Oh man, we would walk to the studio and he had all these diamonds on. That's when New York was really bad. You had the fur coats on, and I said, "Dude, take those diamonds off. You want to get mugged?" You know, walking by all these shady people. You know, it's crazy.
No security guys with you guys, just you guys walking with all the diamonds.
Honestly, he wasn't that big yet. You know.
Yeah. But that whole time, what studio were you guys going to? What area?
It's the hit. What is it? Tony Bon Jovi studio. One of those.
over there on the west side. It was around
Yeah,
there, right?
yeah.
West side, not such a great area you want to walk around.
No, not at that time.
No, the diamonds in the street, huh? Was he
Yeah.
out of his mind that time, Ozzy, when you were with him? Or-
Bob. Well, let's put it this way. We were doing 2 or 3 words at a time, recording. Literally. It was unbelievable. But that's what it was in those days.
That's what. So you weren't in the band yet. You were just kind of doing like.
I was in the band,
Okay.
but I haven't done any gigs yet. And they wanted me to help finish the album, and because according to what they told me, they didn't like what Tommy Aldridge did on the record, and the drum sound wasn't up to par. I said, "You want me to re-record the record?" They said, "No, we don't have time, but knowing your knowledge of recording and drums, you might be able to fix the sound." So, and I knew Tony Bongiovi from Vanilla Fudge days. He worked with Vanilla Fudge, so I did get an associate producer credit on the first 500,000 records until she blew me out of the band, and then that went out of the band too. Because I worked, I don't know how long, 2 weeks in New York with him, something like that, week and a half, vocals and drum sound, then Tony mixed it.
I mean, here you are, because Carmine, you have a name already. Everybody knows who you are, Vanilla Fudge, Cactus. I mean, come on, the guy. Bonham. You're the guy who you influence all these people. So, do you, Sharon bringing Carmine? It's about Ozzy. Do you ever feel there was a little? We can't have it all about this guy. This is about you, Ozzy. Things got to change. You ever felt those ever?
Well, that happened. That happened later, right, Bob? On the road.
Yeah, that was on the road.
That was on the road.
Yeah. Once you started doing your own interviews and that sort of thing,
She didn't like it.
I mean, at that time in your life, this is after you also did Do You Think I'm Sexy? You wrote hits.
No, yeah. I mean, that was one of the biggest areas of my career. 82, 83, I played with Nugent.
Yeah.
Right after that, I did a record with me and Rick Derringer. It was Derringer and Appice. I did a Vanilla Fudge reunion coming up, and then. But what I did on that tour, I did master classes in every market before the show. We got a sound check, and we had a couple hours to kill, Bob, something like that.
Yeah.
I'd have somebody pick me up. I go to a music store, and I do 50 kids at a master class. They charged them money, and I donated some money to a charity, and I got a lot of PR. But she knew all this. It was in the contract. I even had my own merch, my own T-shirts.
Well, that was established and agreed before you came into the band.
Yeah, it was on the contract. Yeah, it was on the contract. And then, the one day that this effect didn't work at the gig, somebody cut all the heads off my T-shirts on my T-shirt. All my heads was off.
All the faces. You had your face on it.
It was me on a set of drums, and they cut the head off me. My roadie came over. I said, "How many?" He says, "All of them." I said, "Get out of here," So
I gotta laugh.
It is laugh. You gotta laugh now.
When that happened, what did you do? Did you hit the flip out?
I flipped out. I went to Robert Allen, who was the tour manager, and I said, "What the F is this?" He goes, "Go talk to Sharon." And then I said, "Oh my God, this chick is out of her mind." But I didn't want to do anything before the show because I didn't want to get riled up. It was almost showtime. And I just went on, played the show. Everything was normal until my drum solo. And the big effect of the stage opening up and the drums coming down, and doing my solo and getting the audience riled up. All of a sudden, it didn't work.
Mr. Carmine, please, let's hear it!
Because there was a big article in it was Cleveland, Cincinnati, and a big newspaper article about what I was doing, about the biggest effect in the show was that. And I said, but I didn't drink it up. It was Ozzy and Sharon's idea. But just that night, I walk in after the master class, and it was pinned up all over the place. Right, Bob? You're my witness. It was all over. And I said, nothing
got flyers for your master class.
Yeah, well, it was actually the newspaper article
for
the interview. There's a full
Yeah.
page. I had a full
Oh,
page
right,
interview.
right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I walk in, it's on the trucks, it's on the walls, it's in the dressing room. I thought somebody was just busting my balls. All right, good fun. And then when I went on stage and nothing worked, and that was what we talked about, you know, and I was supposed to be down, lower on the truss, on the, what was it called, on this, whatever, on the track, not up where the drums were. So when the fire went off, the pyro, I felt my arm sizzle with the hair. And then after the show, I said to Bob, you think she would try and screw the show up to try and make me look bad? And Bob said,
Of course.
I said, sure, of course.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. And 3 weeks later, I was out of the band.
And what was
Yeah.
the reasoning for that you got to be out?
She said to me, it was a great show. Remember that show in Houston? It was a great show, man. And we were
Yeah,
all back. We were all in the dressing room slapping each other five, going, wow, what a great show. So Robert Allen comes in and goes, Sharon wants to see us. I figured, she's going to bust my balls again about this shit. And she comes in and she's sitting in moo-moo, because she was a woman at the time. And she's shaking her head like, I said, hi, Sharon, what's up? She goes, I think you know, like that. And I go, no, I don't know. She goes, well, you saw Tommy Aldridge hanging around? I said, yeah, Tommy was a friend of mine too. So we went out to dinner. We had a couple of days there in Texas. It's funny, he was following us around in Texas, which I thought was a little weird. And she goes, well, he's going to take over the tour on Monday. Your name is too big. You need to start your own band. And she's shaking her and that was it. I was gone. They tried to keep my roadie. My roadie said, I'm going. Andre, remember Andre, Bob?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
Yeah, he was a big Viking-looking guy, And he said, I'm not going to stick with you guys. I'm Carmine's guy. So and they wouldn't fly my gear home. He had to rent a truck and drive it, And then the thing is, I kept doing the master classes in the cities that they were playing. I remember once I did a store, right? My sold out masterclass. I'm looking across the parking lot at the arena that they were playing at with Tommy Aldridge, and I was burning up. And then we went to court and all that shit, and sued. Everybody sued her. And I kind of won, but I didn't win.
Yeah.
Because I lost the associate producer thing. I lost money that I would have got without lawyers and all that shit, but at least I won something. What I could say with some other people I know.
If you'd like to see this episode right now unedited, join us in our members only right here on YouTube. In the meantime, subscribe, put your comments down below, and click on the box that pops up right here on your screen. We'll catch you all later.